your instance and instance data. Now let me show what I explained you just now so that you better understand, for your better understanding. Okay, so if you come to the current processes, okay, so yesterday if you remember, I was working with Vamshi and we ran this business process, right? See, now if you click, okay, so this is my instance ID. Okay, this is my instance ID. You got it? Or let me show, let me go to the center search. SI2. So this is the first time. Now you are able to see, right? We have record of each running of that business process, right? We have instance of each run of that business process, right? And SI has assigned unique number. Do you see this? 23875, 23866, 23853, 23835. SI has assigned unique number to each run of your business process. Okay. If you click, so this is your instance ID, or this is called your business ID, whatever you want, you can call it. Okay. If you click on it, you can see the steps that was executed for this business process. Okay, so now this information, okay, is stored in the database, right? That is the only reason your application is able to fetch this information. Okay, we are able to see in the user interface because this information is stored in the database. Okay, so in the first step, this is what happened. So if you remember, Vamshi, in when we wrote our hello world application first time yesterday, we had only one step. Okay, so here you can see this is it. This instance or this BP execution has only one step. Okay, now if you come at the top, right, you can see name of your business process. Okay, if you click on it, right, do you see? So this instance, okay, this instance or this execution was created from a business process, right, that has only one assigned statement, right? Got it? Now just imagine if your SI has allowed you to delete this version, the first version, okay, of this BP, right? How you will SI will show and what it will show if you click on this link, right? So your database does not have any inconsistency. That is the reason SI did not allow you to delete the specific version or your BP if it has instance data in the database. Okay, so that was the reason, and it was a very good point that Sapna bring today, and now you learn few more things. Okay, now if you click on the return, and let's check on the next version. So if you remember, we updated our business process and we added one more assign statement, right? Now you can see we have three assign statements, right? And again, see, this is your instance data. This was the business process, right? This was the code. This is the code. But when your SI ran this code, it executed each and every step and it stored the data produced by this business process, status, reports, and whatever in the database, right? And the execution of your business process is called instance, right? This is your instance and this is your instance ID. You can see it here, right? We also called it as a business process ID. Now, is that clear, Sapna, that why you are not able to delete that?
Yeah.
Hmm. But there is a way to delete the instances. Okay, there is a way to clean up this data that you see here from the database. That, but we will see that we'll see that later. That how we can purge the data from the database.
Okay, it means only the data will be cleared or the complete BP will be erased.
Uh, when you will delete the BP.
Uh-huh.
So actually, when you delete the BP right from this screen,
Okay.
okay, it will delete only the business process code. Okay, it will delete the your business process code only. Okay, this code,
Oh,
right? But you are not able to delete it because you have instance data against this version of your BP. Okay,
okay.
you got it right
So it
now.
is yeah.
Let me event service. Which one I delete? Okay, let me delete this. Say suppose this was the BP I created during some other class. Okay,
Okay.
click on this. Oh no, sorry, not here. Let me go to source manager. Okay, I want to delete this version. I know that this BP
Okay.
was run like 1 month back, and I'm sure it was not run recently in this, at least in this environment. Okay, I click on delete selected. If instance data related to that business process, right, was deleted from the system, it will allow you to delete. So now see, it has allowed you to delete,
Okay, got the
right?
difference. That means it has to be purged.
Yes, so instance data has to be
It
purged.
has to purge. Okay.
Instance,
Yeah.
so specific to the version that you are deleting. Okay,
Okay.
so maybe this version, right, 555 version, it was run
Mm-hmm.
yesterday, right? And it has a because it was run yesterday, you have instance data in the database that is associated with this version of BP, right? So SI will not allow you to
Okay.
delete this version, but it will allow to delete all other versions.
Other versions. Okay.
Okay,
Got it. Yeah.
but you understood,
Yeah.
right? What is the instance? What is the
Yeah.
instance data? Right? Because
Yeah. Very clear.
when you are in troubleshooting call with the IBM or somebody else, they normally use these terms. Instance ID. Tell me
Oh,
what is a BP ID,
okay. Okay.
right? So it should be 100% clear in your mind that what is a BP ID, and when they are saying instance ID or BP ID, it means they are referring. They are not referring my business process. They are actually referring the execution of that business process. When
Mm.
that BP was actually executed. Right?
Okay.
Bomshi, is it clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you want to delete all versions, right, if you want to completely delete um, you want to completely delete this business process from your system, click on the delete all. Next. What it has? Nothing. Okay, now it's not I'm not able to delete because uh, I think some version instance of one of version of this BP is still exists in the database. Okay, which version I should able to find that? Okay, consumer test, I will go to here. See, four versions. So these are the instances when it was run 8th month, 8/19. This BP was run, and this instance data is still exists in my database. That is the reason it's not. SI is not allowing me to delete this BP. Okay. Now if I want to delete it, okay, if I want to delete it, I have to first purge this data from the database. Okay, and do you know why it was not purged? Because you can see here it's not it has some problem. I mean, what problem it is, I do not want to confuse you people right now. We'll discuss. Okay, so I hope this point is clear now. Vamshi, is that clear?
Yes. Yes.
Now you understand what is the instance data? BPID.
Yeah.
What is BPID? So let's move on. Okay. Okay. So yesterday we wrote a business process. We saw how to write a basic business process, and then we checked in, we checked out. Uh, we saw two ways to check in the business process and two ways to writing the business process. Right now, today I want to show you few more things. Okay, I will start with assign, and then we'll try to cover all available activities in SI today. Okay. So this was our business process, right? That we developed yesterday. Okay. Assign. So this is my assign service. Okay. This assign service has a one more. I mean, I have explained to, from, and constant parameter. Now I'm going to explain you append parameter. Okay. So we have an append parameter. You can see it here. Okay. Now we're going to see what is the use of this append parameter. Now to show you what is the use of this append parameter, I will run this business process as append equal to false, and then I will run the same business process with append equals to true. Okay. To explain the behavior and the use of this append parameter, I'm going to assign. I'm going to use four. How many? We have five assign statements. Okay, or five assign activities, and I will assign some value in the same element in the process data. Yesterday I also explained process data, which is very important concept. So are you clear about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that is very important to understand. Okay. So you see here in the first assign statement, I'm assigning 55 in the foo. In the second statement, I'm assigning 100 in the foo. In the third one, I'm assigning 200 in the foo. And in the last one, I'm assigning 500 in the foo element. Okay. Now, can any of you guess and tell me what will be the result of this? Hmm? What will be the result of execution of this BP? When I'm saying the result, it means when this business process will end, what will be the value in the foo element?
What about the last element?
Yes, whatever is the last. Yes, you are right, Vamshi. Whatever is the last assignment, that will persist in the foo element. So that means I will have only one foo element. So in the first step, foo element will have 55, but in the second step, the same value in the same element will be overridden to 100 from the 55. So it will change to 100 from 55. Similarly, at the end, I will see who has 500, right? So this is the expected behavior, and that is what will happen. So that is the normal behavior of your business process, default behavior, I
So,
would say.
like if we add how many ever assign services, so only whichever is there in the final assign will be seen. I mean, is that the thing?
No, it depends how you are configuring your assign statement. We will see that this particular behavior here because um, I'm I'm assigning different values in the same element. Okay,
Okay.
so it's like x equal to 5, and then in the next statement x equal to 10, x equal to 50, x equal to 60, right? So x
Hmm.
will have last value that is assigned to that variable, right? So you can see here foo 55, then in the foo again 100, foo 20, foo 500, right? So I'm assigning different values in the same element. Okay, now
Yeah.
so that is the reason you will see this behavior. But if you assign values in different elements, right, like foo, bar, x, y, then you will see different values. Correct? This is what we saw
Yeah.
yesterday. Okay. Execute. You can go. Okay. So this is my instance ID. My business process has run, and it has all these steps is stored in the database, right? And this is my of instance of my BP. Okay.
Okay.
So first step, you can see who has 55. In the next step, you can see who has 100. Again, in the next step, you can see who has 200, right? In the next step, you will see who has 500. So the point what I'm trying to make here is, if the
We're adding all the elements to the foo.
if
No, if
value of append is false, right?
Yes.
okay.
Same element will be overridden in the process data. Okay, if you assign or use the same element, okay, then value of that element will be overridden by the assign statement if your append equals to false. But now let's see what will happen if we make it true. Okay, then only you will understand the difference. And there will be scenario when you would like to do this. True. Yeah, true. Okay, append is
Yeah, we
true.
get the
Append.
same result. Yes.
You will not
Like
get the
the
same.
whatever we give the false out there, then
So let's see what you will see. Now we have set as append equal to true. It means we want to append every time new element in the process data. Hmm? See. When the first assign was run, you have foo equal to 55. When the second was run, see, you have now two foo elements. Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Both of them can be seen. Okay.
Yes. Now foo has three,
All the three.
200. Next, foo has 500. Right. So you need, I mean, you are learning, so you need to aware that what is the significance of that append equal to true or false. Okay. And there will be scenario
Okay.
when you want to save every existence of your element, every assignment uh, in a specific element, right? And you want to do that because later maybe you want to use a for loop and you want to assign the you want to access the value of that element. Okay.
If it is a false, it's just overriding and populating the last element, right?
Yeah, it is overriding the element value each time on the each assignment.
It's not adding. It's not adding. It's just overriding the
Yes.
element and populating whichever is there in the last element.
Yes. So if you have, say, suppose x equal to 5, then you have x equal to 10. So actually you are removing the value uh, what was stored in the x and assigning the new value,
Okay.
right?
Yes. Got it. Yeah.
So x has 5, you override the value of x from 5 to 10, right? So this is the
So,
behavior
yeah.
you will see when you have append equals to false. But when you have append equal to
False.
true,
Okay.
you will have one x with the 5 and another x with the 100 and another x with the 200, like that.
200.
Hmm?
Yeah.
So this is the one thing. Okay. Now you are familiar with the or four parameters in the assign statement. Hmm. Now let's see what else we have here. Now you know start and I will explain on fault. Now let's see this one. All start and all end. Hmm. I will delete these. Now let's learn about the all start and all end. These, as you can see, that all start is a and all is end will be, we have to use both of them together, right? And these come in the pair. So like your sequence start and sequence end, similarly you have all start and all end. Okay. We use the all start activity if we want to run multiple uh, tasks together simultaneously. Okay. Thing is, say suppose you have some scenario where you want to execute two tasks in a business process at the same time. Okay, so you have a business process and after a certain point you want to open up the branches, two branch or three branch, and you want to run these branches together, and at some point you will meet them and then you will start further execution. Okay, if I take an example, say suppose you have a business process. Okay, that first constructed directory, right? Say suppose C colon folder name hello, and after that it constructs the date timestamp or date. Okay, through some using some service, because your files are existing in a specific folder, and that folder is created every day, and your job is to pick up the file from that folder. So what you will do, you will construct a business process, and in the initial few steps, okay, you will construct the C colon slash hello, and then you will use the date timestamp service to get the today's date, and then you will append that date in front of hello / hello, right? So now you have constructed your directory. In that directory, okay, you have 3 files, or you have, say, suppose four files, and your requirement is you need to run, or you need to process all these 4 files together simultaneously. Okay, or I was just taking an example. You may have some other scenario where you need to connect to 3 FTP sites. Okay, you need to connect to 3 FTP sites, okay, and pull the files, and then uh, concatenate all these, the result of all 3 files. Say suppose you connected to uh, H1 server, okay, and you pulled a file called T1. You connected to another server called H2, and you pulled a file T2, and you need to connect to another server H3, and you pull a file called T3. Okay, and then the requirement is you need to concatenate T1, T2, and T3. Okay, and then you need to send the result of concatenation of T1, T2, and T3 into mainframe system. Okay, so you can use the all this service that we saw here. Okay, all tasks to execute multiple processes or multiple steps simultaneously. If you do not have all tasks in the BPML, then what you will do, you have to run these sequences or the steps in a sequential order, right? So if you do not have all, then what you will do, you will first connect to H1, okay, H1 server, H1 server, pull the file, and then you again connect to H2 and pull the T2, and then connect to H3 and pull the file T3. Okay, and then you concatenate T1 plus T2 and T3. Definitely you are able to achieve the same thing here also, right? But you are doing the things in a linear fashion, in a sequence. So it will definitely take more time compared to this step where you are simultaneously pulling, connecting to 3 server and pulling the file, right? Understood? So what is the all activity?
Yes.
Okay. Um, Sapna, is that okay?
Yeah, yeah. Understood.
Good. Perfect. So I'm going to run this for you and show you how it works with a simple example, and then you can use it in your development whenever is required. Okay. Sequence start, sequence end. Here is the important thing that I want you to remember. Okay. So once this all activity is executed, right, it will simultaneously invoke start, this starts sequence start, and this sequence start. Okay, at the same time. Now say suppose this branch finish or ends faster or finish earlier, and this branch is doing some heavy work or connecting to, say suppose, you server in the UK, so definitely it will take more time compared to connecting to a local FTP server. Okay, so it's taking long time. So what will happen, your process will wait here. It will, I mean, your process will not go to the next step. It will not go here. Okay, this branch, if this branch, okay, this branch, if this branch execute faster, right? This process, okay, will wait until the other branches, or I will say all the branches ends. Okay, once all the branches ends, then only it will go and execute the next step. Let me add one more step here also, just for the clarity, like this. So this assign statement will be executed once this branch, okay, and this branch completes the execution. If this branch finishes its execution before the second branch, okay, then your thread that is running this business process, parent business process, okay, will wait until the second branch finish its execution. Once both branches finish its execution and it has the result, okay, it has the result, it will execute the next step. Okay, so that is the important thing. And if you read through the documents and things like that, you will see one more terminology that says parent branch, or the parent process will stop for the child processes or child branches to end. Once all the child processes and the child business processes finish this execution, then only your parent process will go to the next step for the execution. Okay, so this is the thing. Now let me show this to you with an example. Say suppose I have a variable. In this branch I will do something. Say suppose like this. Okay, this is some my business logic. So I'm assigning 10 to x. In this branch I will say y, and I will say 30. Okay, here, here in z I will say, right, now I'm using the result from this branch as well as from this branch in my z. I mean the step that will execute after the execution of both branches. Once is no point exception, there is no point exception. Okay, so actually your branch name should be different. Okay, that is the trick here. So this is your all activity, and I have two sequences inside this. So these sequences will be executed simultaneously. Okay, and this is assign statement that is after the all activity. Okay, let's run this quickly and understand. Okay, so you can see actually, I mean, maybe you can understand it with the steps here. See, 0 0 1 1 2 2 and then 3. This is your last step. Okay, because two branches has run together, so that is why you can see here the same numbers in the step, right? You might not see the significance of this at this point, but you will realize when you will do the actual development. Okay, click on here. you have C. You can see here Z. 30 plus 10. 40 is assigned in Z because Z has X result from the first branch and Y result from the second branch. Okay, so this is what it is. Okay, and if you actually want, if I want to prove you, I can prove this thing as well, that your process, your main thread will wait until all branches end. If I want to prove that, I can. We have a service called the wait. If you want, I can use that and I can prove that uh, this your main thread or main branch will wait until execution of all the branches ends. Okay, so I'm using a wait service just to prove that. So, I mean, if Vomchi, I know that you are not familiar with the services. We will cover that later. But this is another, um, it's a task, a small task I explained right yesterday. We can use to
Yes.
make a business process. So it's another
Yes.
service or task that we can use in our business process. So we have a wait service
Yes.
that actually asks your business process to wait for some time. It stops the execution of your business process. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I am will use the wait service in this branch. So you will see your business process will not go to this assignment statement until both branches ends. Okay, and this is your second branch. Definitely it will end faster before the first branch because it has a wait. So I will ask it to wait for, let's say, suppose 8 seconds. I hope it's a second or millisecond. I do not know. I have to see the document. Okay, my service is waiting. Okay, now it's not your process is not completed. Your main process is not completed. Why? Because in your business process, one of the branch has wait. So maybe your second branch has been finished completely. Let me click on this. Do you see y equals to 30? Where I have set y equal to 30. Where I have set y equal to 30. See, I have set y equal to 30 here, right? But x equal to 10 is still not available in the business process because this step is still not executed because this branch, I have asked if this branch has a wait service which is forcing to stop its execution. Okay, and this Z or Z is also not available because your business process has not yet executed this. Okay, your business process is waiting for this branch to end. So when both branches end, then only it will go to the next step. So I have set two. I don't know, it's a 2 minute or 2 second. I do not remember what is the default uh, time. Okay. So anyways, so I will let this process running. I can go and always see in the check current process to see what is the status of my business process. So it says it's still in the queue, so it's still waiting. Okay, so we'll check again, check this again after say suppose 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, so
I have a question.
mhm.
Um, with this wait service, it shows that the business process has been placed in queue.
Mhm.
Will this happen when there is a let's say the partner's system server is down or something like that?
Yes, it can happen that time also. Okay, so this is basically. Are you familiar with the Java?
Okay, not so much.
Not so much, right? In you remember in Java we have a wait method in object class. Do you know?
No,
Okay.
I don't know.
So
Yeah,
it's the same concept. Okay. When a business process calls a wait service. Okay. So when it calls a wait service, your thread, okay, or I will say execution of that business process go in a wait queue. Okay. So this is
yeah,
that wait queue. Okay. But say suppose you are
okay,
connecting to a server. Your business process has a FTP begin session service. Okay, that means it's connecting to a FTP server or SFTP server, and your SFTP server is down, or your business process is not able to connect to your IP address or host, maybe network issue. Okay, then what happens? It go in a default wait. Okay, but it
okay.
go in the wait so that it try after say suppose 30 seconds again or 40 seconds again.
Right. Yeah.
Right? So it is that weight. It's a weight, but it's a different weight. So here I am explicitly asking my business process to go in a wait queue by using the wait service, right? But
Wait service. Okay.
but if your business process trying to connect to FTP server or SFTP server but is not able to connect, then it go for a wait queue so that it come back again, gets the microprocessor, okay, and try to connect again.
Okay.
Okay,
So
that is the
in the
different
business
weight.
process, whenever the instance is running,
Uh-huh.
that ID, BP ID is running.
Mhm.
So it says, so in the steps we can see where it is exactly waiting.
Yes. Yeah, you can see it here, right?
Okay.
See current business process. If I click on current business process, you'll see here, right?
Yeah, in the advanced status, it's waiting near
So
split
it
service and the join service.
yes. So if you click on here, it will say waiting interval 9 minutes. What's 9 minutes? I
Nine
said two.
minutes.
I said two, right?
Enter the 9 out there.
Ah, see, I'm not in control. I think I'm too tired. Okay, so I wanted to write actually two here, but it's nine, and by default, wait calculates time or takes time in the minutes. Okay, so actually in the Java wait service by default takes in the millisecond. So I I will
Up
show
to
you how
how
to
many
count
minutes, how many seconds we can put it as a wait?
n number.
N number. Okay.
Yeah, right. So it's in the wait for the 9 minutes. Okay, so is that clear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is all start or end. I will show you on for later. We have choice start, choice end. But before that, I'll.
And the branching, whichever you're doing,
Mhm.
the branching, I mean, like links.
Mhm.
So, like, how are you analyzing those links and linking the elements?
Repeat your question. I did not understand what you exactly trying to ask.
See, you are linking start to sequence start, those links
Mhm.
between.
Mhm.
And from all start, I have created one more element. From there, you're linked to branch one, wait, assign. And again in the down you came to branch to assign sequence end. So like, is there any particular pattern to link those elements, or it's like
No, 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 no.
just
That is my business requirement. Okay,
okay?
this is
Yeah.
my business requirement, so that is why I have arranged my activities in this fashion, right? But for you, I
Okay.
mean, because this was the best way I could explain this concept to you people, right? And that was my
No, no,
business
this
requirement at this point,
it's very clear.
right? So similarly, and
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
giving you an example, okay? But maybe tomorrow morning when you will practice the same thing, you will practice it in a different way, because that way will explain you in a much better way, right? So we arrange the activities as per our business requirement. Like say suppose
Okay.
you connect to Bank of America and pull a file, right? So and Bank of America has asked you to connect through the FTP server or SFTP server. So you in your business process you will be using the FTP related services, right? I connect to Bank of America, but I'm their premium partner, right? I have
Okay.
$1 million in their account, so they have given me special facilities. So they have asked me to connect through the Connect Direct, or they have directly given me
Okay.
access to their SAP. So in my business process, I will be using the SAP related services, right? So there is no
Okay.
particular sequence that I will tell you that this is how you need to arrange the activities. It's your business requirement, what you want to achieve through the business process. Based on that, you will be arranging uh, activities. Okay, got it?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So next, let's see choice start and choice end. Okay. Great. No, now, are you people familiar with branching in programming languages?
No.
Okay. Vamshi,
No,
what about you? No?
no.
Okay. So branching is, say suppose, decision making. Okay. And we make decisions in our life every day, right? Say suppose you are going to watch a movie. Okay. And now you have different categories in your movie hall, right? So if you pay $100, you will get premium. But if you pay or if you buy $50 ticket, right, then you will get normal um, area where you can sit and watch or enjoy your movie. Okay, so actually, now, say suppose you go to your movie hall, now you have to make a decision. You will check in your pocket that how much money you have. If now there is a branching or there is a decision making process starts. If you find $100 in your pocket, you will buy a ticket of $100 and watch the movie in premium section. But if you have $70, means if you have less than $100, you will go and watch the movie from the normal in the normal area, right? So this is called the decision making. So in your business process also, you will have situations where you want to make decisions, and based on the output of that decision, you want to do certain things, right? So in your business process, maybe you will say money, right? You have a money element or variable. If money is greater than 100, okay, go to premium section. Okay, if it is uh, if money is, so this is for true. Okay, if money is greater than 100, you will also have a branch that will be for false. Okay, if money is not, if it's your money is not greater than 100, then obviously it's less than 100, right? So if your condition is false, right, then you will go in the normal section to watch the movie, right? So this is called the decision making. Okay, now say suppose if I take an, this is example from real life, right, that we do almost every day. If I take an example from your technical point of view, say suppose you have been asked to collect a file from your C drive. Okay, C drive, right? You need to write a business process, okay, that will connect to C drive, okay, and pull a file. Okay, you can, you have a start activity, then you will have sequence start, start, then you have sequence, right? Then you will use one of your services called the file adapter system service, something like that. Okay, you will connect to file system, or you will use your file system C directory, and you will try to read the file, right? Now say suppose file exists. Now here is the problem, right? And here you need to use your branching. You have been asked, right, if file exists in the C drive, then you need to send that file to your mainframe system, right? If file does not exist in the C drive or in a specific folder or directory, then you need to immediately send email to your entire company that something is not wrong, something is not right in this process, and people need to know and they need to act on it, right? So send email. This is your branching, right? So this is, this process we call the branching, or we call the decision making. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we are going to see this, how we achieve this, or how we can perform this in business process. So I will start. Hmm? So I end. Okay. I mean, you can arrange it the way you want. So I will use your pocket example. Okay. So uh, money. Got it? Here I will say pocket 100. Say suppose that now I have 200. Okay. So this is my business process. I have a variable called the pocket. Okay, and this variable can be anything, right? So I have assigned 200 before I start my decision making. Okay. Um, so if my money is greater than 100, I will movie section and I will store call. 1 second, okay, guys. Just give me 1 minute. Okay. Ah, so that okay. So movie section will be if money in the pocket is greater than 100, then movie section will be premium. Okay. If money is less than $100, okay, pocket money is less than $100, then movies section will be normal. Okay. So this is my decision making for just to make this thing understandable to you people. Okay. Hmm. Now I have um, I have attached all my activities, but I haven't written my decision rule yet. So now I'm going to do that. So how to write rules in business process? You have to click on the tools, rule manager, click on the add. In the name, first write the name of your rule. Okay. So say suppose name of my rule is this. Okay. So this is where you write the name, and in the next section you have to write you have to write you have to write the expression that need to be evaluated. Okay. Now this time we want to evaluate based on the variable, and the name of that variable is pocket. So you have to know what you are doing. Text is greater than 100. Okay. If it's greater than 100, then I will do certain thing. If it's not greater than certain, if it's not greater than 100, then I will do something else. Click OK and OK. Right. Now I have created my rule. How I created? Go to tools and go to the rules manager. Okay. Now it's time to attach this rule to my decision making activity. So my decision making activity is this one. Choose start. Okay. It has one branch and it has another branch. So these decisions are attached to these arrows, these lines. Click on this. Okay. When you click on this, you will see this section at the bottom. After that, click on the add. Okay. In the name, you will, if you click on this parameter, right, you will see a drop down. Then you can select whatever rule you want to associate with this arrow. Okay, so I'm selecting check pocket true. Okay, so I'm saying execute this branch. Okay, if this rule, which rule? Okay, which rule? Check pocket. If my check pocket rule is true, then execute this branch. And I clicked on this arrow button and then I clicked on the add. If check rule pocket is false, false means not true, then execute this branch. Got it, guys? So this is how we do the decision making in people business process. Okay, so you have to use the choose start and choose end, and then you create a rule, and rules need to attach to your arrow on your line. Okay, so how you will attach? Just click on the line. Once you click on the line, you will see this. Okay, now this is what it is. Now I'm ready to run this. Okay, so I can also show you the business process that we ran last time, and now because it has more than 9 minutes, so it has been completed. Okay, now if I see at the last step, see y is last step is this one actually. See, my z is 40. Okay, but I hope you understand that what I'm trying to say. So your parent process or parent thread has waited until all the branches has finished its execution. Okay,
But here in the second line, split service, it's in the advanced status, it says waiting. Why?
this here, right?
No,
Here,
no, on the top, split service.
First,
split service waiting.
first,
Z,
first.
01, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
In the advanced,
Now
yeah, it
this is
says
how you will,
waiting.
yeah, good observation, and this is how you will learn this. Okay. This was the step first. Okay. This is, you need to
Okay,
understand, this is how your SI engine runs your business process. It runs this step. Okay. Then it saves the status of this step in the database, and
okay,
then it saves the result of this uh, result of execution of this step in the database. Okay,
yeah.
understand this. This is how it runs. See, this is your business process. Okay, it has step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You run this business process, right? You actually invoke the SI Sterling Integrators execution engine. Okay, it executes the first step. Okay, it go in the database and save the result that I have executed step number 1. Step number was 1 was A, B, C. Status was good. Okay, and the process data is X, Y, Z. Okay, second step, second step name of the step was J. Status was waiting, and the process data after execution this step is A, X, Y, Z. Then it executes the third step. After execution, it again saves the state 3, and the step is Swapna. Okay, status is very good, and the process data is S A X Y Z. Okay, so this is how your SI has, okay, or SI engine has run this business process. Okay, and this is how it has saved the values in the database. Now after 1 hour, after 2 hours, or after 2 days, when you click on your instance ID for execution of this business process, which is 1 2 3 4, what your SI do, it go in the database and search where is all the steps for the execution of business process ID 1 2 3 4. It finds this, right, and it show you in the user interface in line this result that it has find from here. So in one, it will show here. In the second step, it will show here. In the third step, it will show here. So in the second step, what you will see, step number is J, and status is waiting. Okay, so it does not mean that it's waiting now. It means when it ran, it actually went in the waiting state, and then it moved to the third step. Got it, Sapna?
Yeah, yeah.
You got it right?
Yeah, little bit, but
Yeah.
okay.
So if you see here status as a or advanced status as a waiting, it does not mean that your business process is waiting right now. It was in the waiting state
Okay.
when this step was run by your execution engine. Okay,
Okay,
what is the
okay.
status of this business process right now? You have to see here status, or
Okay, success.
yes, here, or
Okay,
you have
when
to
the
see the
steps were executing, it went into waiting status.
yes,
Okay.
and that status or that advanced status was saved in the database. So whenever you will click on or
Okay.
search for this business process and you will see the steps, you will see the same thing that is stored in the database, right?
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I got that.
So
In
if you
every
want to
time
see,
it will be done.
if you want to see the status of your business process, you have to see either the global status of your business process here, or you have to see the status of your last step of your business process, last step in the business process. Got it?
Okay.
Hmm. Yeah, Vamshi, you are.
And the steps. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Vamshi, yes. Yeah.
Hmm.
In every time when we execute, it will be like the waiting process or what we done.
If your service or if your activity go in the waiting, then every time it will go in the waiting, right? Like this one, your split service, at some point it go in the waiting.
Is any time for that? Is a limited time for that or
For the waiting,
yeah?
so you want to know the time for the waiting service, then I
Yeah.
mean we had uh, waiting service configured in our previous business process, right? And if you have noticed, I
Yes.
mentioned a number also, 9 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes,
Yeah. Yeah. 9 minutes. Yes. Yes.
right? So you can
Okay.
you
Okay.
can configure whatever number you will write.
Okay.
Your business process will go in the waiting for that amount of time.
Okay. Okay.
Now let's
And the steps are not executed in a sequence manner.
yeah, because this business process was very different. Okay,
Okay.
different in the sense it
Yeah.
has executed two branches simultaneously. That is why you see that haphazard number unsequenced,
Yeah.
right? But in not
Otherwise, in normal, usual business
yeah,
process, it is in sequence manner. Yeah.
exactly. I can show you sequential every time, but it will not help us. I have to
Okay.
show you all the scenarios, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we are going to run our decision service. I wanted to finish today all the activities. I think it will not be possible.
All the activities today.
Yeah, I mean these activities. Few of them left.
Mhm.
I'm not saying all the services. Services are different. Only activities I'm talking about.
Okay. The session is being recorded, right?
Yes, it is being recorded. Okay. Hmm. Click on go. Okay. So friends, in my pocket, okay, I had 200 rupees. I set 200 in the pocket variable. Okay. So before it went for the decision making, my business process before it went for the decision making, I set 200 in the pocket. Okay. So what will happen? Can somebody tell me which branch your business process will execute, this or this?
One.
No. Can you repeat the question, please?
One.
So yeah. So my question is, before your business process executes the decision, I have assigned 200 in my pocket, in the pocket variable. Okay. So
Okay.
keep that in mind. What do you think? Which branch your business process will execute? This branch or this branch?
One.
First branch,
First one.
this branch,
Yeah.
right? Oh
Greater
yeah,
than 100.
right.
Yeah.
So in the assign statement, if this branch is actually got executed, right, you will see movie section as a premium in your process data, right?
Yeah.
So there is my instance. So this is my instance, right? So first step, second step, let's see in second step what happened. In the second step, pocket has $200. So in the next step, your decision engine service ran. Okay. After that, it has executed a assign service. Okay. Here you see movie section as premium.
Premium.
Why? Because my condition was true. I put a condition and the evaluation of that condition is true. Okay.
Okay.
So this. Okay. Now let me show you another example with 50. This time what will happen?
False.
False.
It will like execute the second below line.
Okay. So let's see what happened here.
Yeah. Normal.
Got it?
Yeah.
So now you can write the conditions by yourself.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Perfect. Now we come here. Okay. So we are on this page. There is a looping concept that we will cover tomorrow because that is little heavy, and I will use join. No, I will use repeat there. I will cover on fault tomorrow. Okay, but I want to cover at least on and join. Okay. I will cover these two today and then repeat and on for tomorrow, and then we'll go to the services. Hmm. Okay. We have a service called Swan. One second. One second, guys. I'm getting a call. I will mute for a second and I will join. Okay, I'm back. So now we are going to uh, look into our last activity today, that is spawn and join. Okay, so normally we use these. Normally, actually, we do not use these activities at all because we have a different service that do the same thing that these two uh, activities do together. But I will still I have to explain this just for your knowledge. Okay, so spawn and join. Now we are going to see what these two services are and how to use them. Uh, you people with me, right? And I think
Yes.
we will conclude this
Yeah.
session in another 10 minutes. Okay. So, do you understand method calling? Calling a method from one method, right? Something like that. So uh, this activity that we are going to learn now, spawn, right? This activity do the same thing. Now, say suppose you have business process, that is your BP1, okay, and you want to invoke this business process from your BP2. Okay, so you have certain steps, right? You are doing something, 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 and at this point, actually, you want to invoke this business process. Okay, now how you will do that? How you will do this? I mean, how you will invoke another business process from your business process? Okay, so what I'm trying to do here, right? This is what I'm trying to do. I want to invoke another business process from my business process. Okay, how you will do that? How you can do that? So we can do this through spawn activity. Okay, through spawn activity. So spawn activity is used to invoke another business process from your business process. Now, this business process you may want to execute in two modes. Okay, one is called sync mode and another is called async mode. Okay, now depending on your requirement, you will be making that decision. Okay, you may have scenario where you want to execute this business process. Okay, and as soon as it gets executed, you want to come back and start the processing again. You don't want this business process to end, right? You don't want this business process to end. Got it? So this is one scenario. But in another scenario, you may have situation where you want to invoke this business process and you want to stop the execution of this business process until your called business process, any BP2, gets complete its execution. Okay, so that is called the sync mode. Okay, async, when you do not want to wait for the execution, wait for the end of the execution of your called BP. Yani means BP1. That is async mode. Sync mode is when you want to stop the execution of your parent BP, which is your BP2, and you want to wait for the you want to wait BP1 to finish its execution, and then you want to come back here and you want to continue execution of your parent BP, which is BP2. Then we call it sync mode. So using the swan and join activity, you can achieve this. Okay. Any question here?
We use the both at the same time.
No. So if you want BP2 to wait for BP1 to finish and then it resume the execution, then it start again its execution. Okay, then you will use the join. Otherwise, if you want, if you just want to start this business process and you do not want to come wait for the finish of execution of BP1, then you don't need to use the join. So join basically stop the execution of BP2 or the parent BP until the call business process finish its execution. Once you call business process, which is in our example is BP1, finish this execution, your control come back to BP2 and it starts or resumes execution again. And this can be achieved through the join process. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's try this. Swapna, you got it right? That using the spawn activity, you can call another business process. Okay. And if you want to wait, if you want to wait for the if you want your parent business process to wait for complete the execution of your call business process or the child business process, then you have to use the join. Else, if you do not use join, then parent business process will call the child business process, and right after the calling, it will not wait for your child business process to complete its execution. It will come back and it will start resume. It will resume the execution. It will go to the next step and finish execution, irrespective of your child business process has finished, errored out, or whatever it has happened. Okay, Sapna, you got it? Hello, Sapna. If you are speaking on the mute, I'm not hearing you. What happened to this? No. This is the problem with the GPU, and that is the reason we do not use it. Now see, it's not just it has stopped working. It's not working. Okay, or let's do this. Let's continue our discussion tomorrow. Okay, we can conclude today's session here. Okay.
Okay. Okay.